Arrival at Nexus Station. The Galactic Unity cruiser Zephyr emerged from hyperspace with a shudder, its hull groaning under the strain of deceleration. Captain Arth, a towering insectoid with iridescent wings, surveyed the damage displayed on the bridge's main screen. "Status report," he demanded, his mandibles clicking anxiously. "Captain, we've sustained significant damage to our propulsion systems," replied Vela, his second-in-command, a blue-skinned humanoid with 4 arms. "We're operating at 30% capacity and losing power fast." Arth's compound eyes flickered with concern as he scanned the navigation screen. "Options. There's a space station ahead, sir." Vela gestured toward a blinking light. "It's in human space." A collective gasp rippled through the bridge crew. Humans were a relatively new addition to the Galactic Unity, known for their wild unpredictability and dangerously innovative spirit. Whispers of their reputation circulated among other species like wildfire. "We have no choice," Arth declared after a moment's hesitation. "Hail the station and request emergency docking." As they approached the massive structure floating in the void, the crew couldn't help but marvel at its design. Unlike the sleek uniform constructions favored by most species in the Unity, this station was a hodgepodge of modules, struts, and flickering lights. It looked almost haphazard yet exuded an undeniable efficiency. "Zephyr, this is Nexus Station," a cheerful voice crackled over the comms. "We've got a berth ready for you. Follow the green guide lights and welcome to rad space." Upon docking, the airlock hissed open, unleashing a wave of sounds, smells, and sights that assaulted their senses. The docking bay was alive with activity. Humans of all shapes and sizes darted about on foot or strange wheeled contraptions. Some hovered above ground on devices that defied gravity. A small group approached the Zephyr's crew, led by a tall, dark-skinned human with a shock of white hair and an infectious grin. "Welcome to Nexus Station. I'm Commander Zoran, and this is our Chief Engineer, Raju Patel." XR Lith inclined his head in formal greeting. "I am Captain Arth of the Galactic Unity cruiser Zephyr. We require immediate assistance with our propulsion systems." Raju, a shorter, stockier human with a bushy beard, nodded enthusiastically. "No problem, Captain. We'll have you up and running in no time. But first, let's get you settled. You've arrived just in time for the annual R8 Championship." Vela twitched with curiosity at this unexpected announcement. "What does this have to do with our repairs?" Zoran's grin widened impossibly further. "Oh, everything. You see, here at Nexus we believe in work hard, play harder. While we fix up your ship, you'll have front row seats to the most exciting event in human space." As they were led through the station, the Zephyr's crew found themselves overwhelmed by sights and sounds around them. Holographic displays showcased humans performing seemingly impossible feats, leaping from great heights, racing at breakneck speeds, contorting their bodies in ways that defied physics. "Is this safe?" Vela asked nervously as she watched a human plummet toward a planet's surface, only to deploy a thin fabric that slowed their descent. Zoran laughed heartily. "Safe? Where's the fun in that? But don't worry. We've got top-notch medical facilities. Injuries are just part of the game." Arth exchanged worried glances with his crew. What had they gotten themselves into? As they reached their assigned quarters, a commotion caught their attention in the corridor. A group of humans burst through a nearby door, cheering and shouting. Among them was a small, wiry human with wild red hair covered in shimmering iridescent dust. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new record," someone shouted excitedly. "Adrenaline Amy has just completed the Supernova Surfing Challenge in record time." The red-haired human grinned broadly and pumped her fist into the air. "That's what I'm talking about. Who's ready for the next event?" As the crowd moved on, Arth turned to Commander Zoran. "Supernova surfing. Surely that's just a name. Your species hasn't actually." Zoran's eyes twinkled with mischief as he interrupted him. "Oh, Captain, you have no idea what humans are capable of. But stick around. You just might find out." Once inside their quarters, Arth and his crew stood in stunned silence. They had come seeking simple repairs, but realized their encounter with humanity was going to be far more than they had bargained for. "Captain," Vela finally broke the silence, her voice tinged with uncertainty. "Do you think we made a mistake coming here?" Arth's compound eyes flickered thoughtfully as he replied, "I'm not sure, Vela, but I have a feeling we're about to learn a great deal about our new allies in the Galactic Unity." Little did they know that their encounter with the R8 Riders was about to challenge everything they thought they knew about humans, about themselves, and about the very limits of what was possible in the vast expanse of the universe. New opportunities. The following morning, the crew of the Zephyr gathered in their temporary quarters, still buzzing with the excitement of their first day on Nexus Station. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of anticipation and apprehension as they prepared for what was to come. Captain Arth stood at the front, his antennae twitching with a mix of anxiety and curiosity. "Status report," he commanded, his voice echoing off the metallic walls. Vela, his second-in-command, quickly activated a holographic display. "The humans have started repairs on our propulsion systems, Captain. Their chief engineer estimates it will take about a week." Arth's mandibles clicked in frustration. "A week? We can't afford to be here that long. We need to find a way to expedite this process." Just then, Commander Zoran's cheerful voice crackled through the intercom. "Good morning, Zephyr crew. I hope you're ready for an exciting day. Mind if I come in?" With a nod from Arth, the door slid open to reveal Zoran, dressed in brightly colored attire that seemed to radiate energy. "Great news. You are all officially honorary participants in this year's R8 Championship." Confusion and excitement. The crew exchanged bewildered glances. "What does that mean?" Vela asked, her forearms crossing defensively. Zoran grinned widely. "It's an incredible opportunity for interspecies cooperation. Plus, it'll be a blast." Before anyone could protest, Zoran ushered them out of their quarters and into the bustling corridors of Nexus Station. The vibrant energy of human activity enveloped them like a warm blanket. Everywhere they looked, humans were engaged in various extreme sports, climbing walls, diving into pools from dizzying heights, and racing on strange wheeled contraptions. As they walked through the station, Arth couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder mixed with trepidation. "I hope this doesn't interfere with our repairs," he muttered under his breath. "Oh, come on," Vela exclaimed. "This is amazing. We can learn so much from them." Training begins. They soon arrived at a vast arena where the opening ceremony was set to take place later that day. Zoran led them through the crowd until they reached a designated area filled with colorful banners and cheering humans. "Here we are," Zoran announced. "This is where you'll meet your trainers." The crew members were quickly separated and assigned to different trainers based on their skills and physical attributes. Arth found himself face to face with a grizzled human male who introduced himself as Iron Man. "All right, Bug Boy," Iron Man said with a smirk, sizing Arth up. "Let's see what you've got. Ever done any parkour?" Arth blinked in confusion. "Parkour? What is that?" Iron Man's grin widened. "You're going to find out soon enough." Meanwhile, Vela was paired with a lithe human female named Skywalker Sarah. "Those 4 arms of yours are going to be a huge advantage," Sarah exclaimed enthusiastically as she circled Vela like a hawk eyeing its prey. "I prefer to keep my feet on solid ground," Vela replied nervously. Sarah laughed lightly. "By the time I'm done with you, you'll be dancing on air." Pushing limits. As training began, the Zephyr crew was pushed to their physical limits. Arth found himself navigating obstacle courses designed for humans, but surprisingly suited for his unique anatomy. His exoskeleton provided him with stability and agility he had never experienced before. Vela struggled at first, but soon discovered her natural ability to swing from great heights using her forearms. Each swing exhilarated her as she soared through the air like a bird. Other crew members faced their own challenges as well. Zorn, the ship's navigator who could change shape at will, excelled at liquid parkour, flowing effortlessly through tight spaces and performing tricks that left the humans in awe. CCS, the engineer with rock-like skin, took to extreme mountain climbing like a fish to water. His natural armor allowed him to scale sheer cliffs without fear of injury. Bonding through competition. As the sun began to set, though it was merely an artificial simulation, the exhausted alien crew gathered once more in their designated area. Despite their fatigue, they wore expressions of exhilaration and newfound confidence. "I never knew my body could do such things," Vila exclaimed breathlessly, her forearms trembling slightly from exertion. Arth nodded thoughtfully. "These humans may seem reckless, but they possess an intimate understanding of their physical capabilities, and ours." Their conversation was interrupted by Zoran's arrival alongside Adrenaline Amy, the wiry red-haired human they had seen earlier. Amy's green eyes sparkled with mischief as she surveyed the group. Well, looks like we got some real contenders here," she exclaimed excitedly. "You aliens might just give us a run for our money." Zoran nodded enthusiastically. "I've been getting reports from your trainers all day. You've all shown remarkable aptitude, embracing humanity's spirit." As they prepared for the upcoming championship events, Arth felt a sense of camaraderie forming between his crew and their human counterparts. They were no longer just aliens seeking repairs. They were participants in something larger, a celebration of resilience and creativity that transcended species boundaries. "Maybe this isn't such a bad idea after all," Arth mused aloud as he watched his crew interact with their trainers. Vila smiled brightly at him. "I think we're discovering more than just humanity's physical prowess. We're learning about their spirit." With renewed determination and excitement coursing through them, the Zephyr crew embraced the challenge ahead. Little did they know that this experience would not only test their limits but also deepen their understanding of what it truly meant to be part of the galactic unity, a lesson that would resonate far beyond Nexus Station. As night fell over Nexus Station and cheers echoed through its halls, Arth realized that they had stumbled upon something extraordinary. An opportunity to forge bonds that would last long after repairs were completed, a testament to humanity's true power in bringing beings together against all odds. A new day of challenges. The sun rose over Nexus Station, casting a warm glow through the artificial windows of the Zephyr crew's quarters. The crew members stirred, still buzzing with the excitement of their first day of training. Arth gathered his team for breakfast, their usual quiet demeanor replaced by a palpable energy. "Today is crucial," he said, his voice steady despite his own nerves. "We need to embrace these challenges. It's not just about repairs anymore. It's about understanding our new allies." Vela nodded, her blue skin shimmering with enthusiasm. "I can't believe how much I enjoyed yesterday. I'm ready for more." As they finished their meal, Zoran's voice echoed through the intercom. "Good morning, Zephyr crew. Are you ready to face your fears today?" The training ground. The crew made their way to the training ground, a vast arena filled with obstacles and equipment that seemed both foreign and thrilling. Humans were scattered throughout, engaged in various activities that showcased their physical prowess and competitive spirit. "Today," Zoran announced, "we're going to push your limits even further. Each of you will face a unique challenge designed to test your abilities and help you grow." Arth felt a flutter of anxiety in his stomach. He had never been one for physical challenges, preferring strategy and planning over raw athleticism. But he knew this was part of the experience, part of understanding humanity. "Let's get started." Zoran clapped his hands together, and the crew dispersed to their assigned trainers. Confronting heights, Arth found himself back with Iron Man, who was grinning like a child on the first day of school. "Today we're tackling heights," he declared, pointing to a towering wall that seemed to scrape the ceiling. "Wait," Arth stammered. "You want me to climb that?" Iron Man chuckled. "Exactly. It's all about overcoming your fears. Trust me, once you reach the top, you'll feel invincible." With a deep breath, Arth approached the wall. He could feel his heart pounding in his chest as he placed his claws against its surface. The texture was rough and unfamiliar, but he pushed forward, climbing steadily. As he reached halfway up, panic threatened to take hold. He looked down and saw the ground far below him, an abyss that made his exoskeleton tremble. But then he remembered Zoran's words about facing fears. "I can do this," he whispered to himself, focusing on each movement rather than the height. Vela's leap of faith. Meanwhile, Vela was paired with Skywalker Sarah again. Today's challenge involved a series of swings and leaps from one platform to another suspended high above the ground. "Just trust your instincts," Sarah encouraged as Vela hesitated at the edge of the first platform. Vela took a deep breath and leaped into the air. For a moment, she felt weightless, a sensation she had never experienced before. She swung from one platform to another with surprising agility, her forearms helping her navigate the course like a seasoned athlete. "See, you're a natural," Sarah cheered as Vela landed gracefully on a final platform. Vela beamed with pride as she caught her breath. "I never knew I could do that." Zorn's fluidity. Zorn faced his own challenge, liquid parkour with Amy guiding him through the intricacies of flowing movements. As a gelatinous being capable of shape-shifting, Zorn found himself in an element that felt more natural than any obstacle course could provide. "Just let go and flow," Amy shouted as Zorn transformed into different shapes to navigate through tight spaces and obstacles. Zorn felt exhilarated as he glided through the course like water slipping through fingers. He realized that embracing his form allowed him to excel in ways he had never imagined possible. CCS mountain climbing. CCS was introduced to extreme mountain climbing, a sport that seemed tailor-made for him due to his rock-like skin and sturdy build. His trainer was an enthusiastic human named Cliff who had an infectious passion for heights. "Let's see what you can do," Cliff encouraged as CCS began scaling an artificial cliff face designed for climbers of all levels. With each handhold he grasped, CCS felt more confident. The thrill of conquering heights surged through him as he reached the summit, feeling like a titan among mere mortals. Team spirit. As training continued throughout the day, Arth's initial fears began to dissipate. He climbed higher walls and faced obstacles he once thought impossible. With each challenge conquered, he felt stronger, not just physically but mentally as well. During breaks between sessions, the Zephyr crew gathered together to share their experiences. Their laughter echoed throughout the training ground as they recounted moments of triumph and near failure. "I thought I was going to fall off that wall," Arth admitted with a chuckle. "But you didn't," Vela exclaimed triumphantly. "You faced it head-on." Zorn nodded in agreement. "We've learned so much about ourselves already." The power of unity. As evening approached, Zoran gathered everyone together for a debriefing session under the soft glow of artificial stars above them. "I'm proud of each one of you," Zoran said sincerely. "Today wasn't just about physical challenges. It was about pushing boundaries and discovering what you're truly capable of." Arth looked around at his crew. Each member had grown in ways they hadn't anticipated. They were no longer just aliens seeking repairs. They were individuals forging bonds through shared experiences and overcoming fears together. "This is what humanity is all about," Zoran continued passionately. "We thrive on challenges. We learn from them." In that moment, Arth understood. It wasn't just about repairing their ship or learning about humans. It was about embracing diversity and unity in overcoming obstacles, both literal and metaphorical. As they returned to their quarters that night, Arth felt a sense of camaraderie among his crew that hadn't existed before their arrival at Nexus Station. They had faced fears together and emerged stronger, ready for whatever lay ahead in this unpredictable adventure among humans. Little did they know that their journey was only beginning. More challenges awaited them in the days ahead, challenges that would further test their limits and deepen their understanding of humanity's true power. Anticipation in the air. The day of the R8 Championship dawned bright and bustling on Nexus Station. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the sounds of cheers and the hum of excitement. Arth and his crew awoke early, their nerves tingling with anticipation. They had trained hard over the last few days, pushing their limits and learning to embrace the unpredictable nature of humanity. As they gathered for breakfast, Vela's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. "Today is the day. I can't wait to see what we've prepared for this championship." Arth nodded, feeling a mix of pride and anxiety. "Remember, we're here to learn as much as to compete. Let's keep our focus." "Focus? Where's the fun in that?" Zorn chimed in, his gelatinous form wobbling with excitement. "We're going to crush it." The opening ceremony. After breakfast, the crew made their way to the arena, which was now adorned with vibrant banners and flashing lights. Humans from all corners of the galaxy filled the stands, their voices merging into a cacophony of encouragement and excitement. Zorn stood at the center of the arena, microphone in hand. "Welcome to the annual R8 Championship. Today, we celebrate not just competition, but unity among all species. Let's give a warm welcome to our honorary participants from the Galactic Unity Cruiser Zephyr." The crowd erupted into applause as Arth and his crew stepped forward. They wore custom gear designed by Raju Patel, blending human styles with their own unique aesthetics. Arth felt a surge of pride as he waved to the cheering audience. The first event was a thrilling obstacle course that combined elements of parkour and climbing. As they lined up at the starting line, Arth's heart raced. He glanced at Iron Man, who stood nearby with a confident grin. "Just remember what we practiced," Iron Man called out encouragingly. When the signal sounded, they were off. Arth propelled himself forward, navigating walls and hurdles with newfound agility. He could hear cheers from both humans and his crew as he leaped over barriers and swung across gaps. Vela was right beside him, her forearms giving her an advantage as she swung effortlessly through obstacles. "This is amazing," she shouted, exhilaration evident in her voice. As they neared the finish line, Arth pushed himself harder than ever before. With one final leap, he soared through the air and landed gracefully on solid ground. The crowd erupted into applause as he crossed the finish line. Bonding through competition. The next event was a team relay race that required coordination and strategy. Each member of the Zephyr crew had to work together seamlessly to complete various challenges that tested their physical prowess and mental acuity. Zorn divided them into teams. Humans paired with aliens for maximum synergy. Vela teamed up with Sarah, while Arth partnered with Iron Man again. "Let's show them what we've got," Iron Man shouted as they took their positions. As they raced through various tasks, tackling climbing walls, navigating mazes, and even performing acrobatic stunts, the bonds between humans and aliens deepened. Laughter echoed through the arena as they encouraged one another, celebrating each small victory along the way. Facing setbacks. However, not everything went smoothly. During one challenge involving synchronized diving into a pool below, Zorn miscalculated his landing and splashed down awkwardly. The crowd gasped momentarily before erupting into laughter. "Don't worry, you'll get it next time," Annie cheered from the sidelines. Zorn bobbed back up to the surface, looking slightly embarrassed but determined to try again. "I'll make it perfect this time," he shouted back with renewed vigor. Arth watched his crew face setbacks with resilience that mirrored human spirit, an indomitable will to keep pushing forward despite challenges. The final event. As the day progressed, excitement reached its peak for the final event, a high-stakes extreme sports challenge that combined elements from all previous events into one grand spectacle. The rules were simple. Each team had to navigate through an elaborate course, filled with obstacles while racing against time. The stakes were high. Not only was their pride on the line, but also a trophy that symbolized unity among species. As they lined up at the starting point once more, Arth felt a surge of determination within him. "We can do this together," he rallied his team. With a loud horn signaling their start, they launched into action once again, leaping over barriers, swinging across chasms, and diving through hoops while cheering each other on. Triumph in unity. As they neared the end of the course, it became clear that teamwork would be their greatest asset. With every obstacle they faced together, whether climbing walls or executing intricate maneuvers, they learned more about each other's strengths and weaknesses. Finally, after what felt like an eternity filled with adrenaline-fueled moments of triumph and laughter, they crossed the finish line together, exhausted but exhilarated. The crowd erupted into cheers as Zoran approached them holding the shiny trophy aloft. And here we have our champions, not just for winning, but for embodying what it means to unite different species. Arth felt an overwhelming sense of pride wash over him as he accepted the trophy alongside his crew members, each one grinning from ear to ear. Reflections on humanity. As night fell over Nexus Station and celebrations continued around them, Arth reflected on everything they had experienced throughout this incredible day. They had come seeking repairs but found so much more, a deeper understanding of humanity's spirit and resilience. Who would have thought? Vela mused aloud as she gazed at their trophy glimmering under artificial stars. We learned so much about ourselves through this experience. Arth nodded thoughtfully. Indeed, we've discovered that humanity possesses an incredible ability to unite others through shared challenges. As laughter echoed around them, and friendships blossomed between species under a starlit sky, Arth realized that this journey had transformed them all, not just as individuals, but as part of something greater within the galactic unity. Little did they know that their adventure was far from over. New challenges awaited them on this extraordinary station, a testament to humanity's true power in forging connections across galaxies.